Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Collie TV, and in today's video I'm going to be going over my first deck list upload to the channel. We are on Yugioh Omega, and this is my competitive Sacred Beast build. We utilize the Dogmatika engine, the Sacred Beast core / engine, and also the Dragoon package, because we want this deck to be as competitive possible. And unfortunately, Anaconda Dragoon is just too good to not run if we're looking to get the W. So I'm going to quickly go through the list, and then I'm going to give you a couple looks at the lines of play, and then also just a couple matches to view and get a grasp of sort of how this deck is played. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. If you enjoy the video, like it. Follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming and especially putting out some more content once Master Duel gets closer and we get a little bit more of a taste of it. But yeah, on that note, let's hook in. So first up we have Haman. It's our first Sacred Beast. This guy's excellent when we get him out. It's just it's a big body that we usually use one of our smaller guys to get on, so it will allow us to have a free pot of greed. In defense mode, he has to be targeted for attack, and you know, 4k is a big body. Our second one, Ravael. You can run a second Haman if you really want. The Ravael is just nice to also, once again, if they're going to be beating over 4k, you may as well, or if they're going to pop, if you know they're going to pop, you may as well get Ravael on and hope that in a normal summon you'll be able to summon out a token, which would be nice. It's a small body, but it's just another thing that they have to deal with. You can remove it yourself later. Now our Dark Beckoning Beast. Best starter nearly in the game, because it's on summon, it's going to Omni Search anything with the Sacred Beast name in the text. So we'll be able to have access to any monster, any spell, any trap that involves Sacred Beast. Really, really good. Our next three of our Chaos Summoning Beast. This will let us, when summoned, which our backup effect on the Beckoning Beast is you get a second normal summon for a fiend. So be able to get the Summoning Beast out. He can tribute himself to grave, and we'll let you special summon one of the beasts, the big boys, from hand. And then when he's in the graveyard, you can remove him from play and get access to our field spell, which is our draw 2, and also makes our big boys untargetable for effects. We have one Summoning Beast. Summoning Beast, it's really good on turn 1 if you can get him out. Yeah, you can pitch him and then bring him back with our continuous spell, or you can resummon him off the second summon that Beckoning Beast gives. He can tribute himself and bring out one of the Sacred Beasts from deck, but you cannot declare battle, so it kind of has a pretty bad restriction. It's a really good turn 1 because you can't attack anyway, but it also will let you get another body on if it's in a pinch. So he definitely earns his spot as a one-of, considering we have 6 ways to search him. Next up we have the Dogmatika package in here. So 3 Ecclesia and then 1 of the Fleur de Lis. Goes without saying why. If we're left with just one of the small boys on board, we can actually link it away into the Almirage, and then we'll be able to special summon Ecclesia, and then that gets us access to punishment, which will also, you know, really, really help the deck out. Going into punishment with Nadir, etc., it's going to allow us to get the winda on board. It can be really, really strong. Our hand traps, we have 3 Ash because it's probably the best in the game. I run 2 Effect Veiler and 2 Ghost Spell. You can bump that up to 3 and 1 or 3 and 1, like it doesn't matter. I just think that more often than not, the fact that Effect Veiler is, you know, multiple times in a turn can come really in handy. Ghost Spell is huge though. Our last one is also Talents. If you get hit with a hand trap yourself, monster effect gets activated on your turn. The draw 2 so good if you're looking to end the game, being able to just take the opponent's monster. And if we're in a really simplified game state, sometimes being able to shuffle a card away is also really strong. Opening the Spirit Gate, that's our continuous spell. The continuous spell is really, really strong. It's going to let us search for any of the missing pieces that we need to get our Sacred Beast rolling on. Next up, Fallen Paradise. That is our Pot of Greed, essentially. If we have one of the big boys on board, we get to draw 2, and also our monsters cannot be destroyed by our opponent's card effects while we control them, so it's pretty handy. 1 Cerulean Skyfire, so this is a back row negate if we have Haman. So if Haman's in attack mode, we can swap into defense and be able to get the negate. Searchable once again, very, very strong card. Our, I don't know why that's there, 3 Nadir Servant, super strong. You know, will let us search our Ecclesia and our Fleur-de-Lis, and/or our Fleur-de-Lis. We can use App Cologne to pitch. That will get us our Schism. That will let us go into Winda because we'll banish pretty much the Beckoning Beast from grave and/or anything else that's dark. It's really, really strong. Winda is in a really, really good spot, and it comes in handy being able to just splash it into this deck. Helps control the sort of pacing of the game. Very, very strong. 2 Punishment. Once again, we got the Elder package, etc. Just more control. It lets us get to the grind. Infinite Impermanence. Perfect card. Should be in every deck. Like I said, the Schism, and then the everyone's favorite, the Dragoon package. It's just too strong to play if we're playing a relatively weaker deck. We need it. Our extra deck, we have Almirage, so we link off the smaller guys into this. That will let us special summon the Ecclesia if we need. Our 2 Anaconda in case our first one gets stopped. 2 Winda, same thing. If it gets stopped, we have a second ability to get the Winda on board. App Cologne for the search. Construct comes in handy. I mean, not a lot of people think about it, but the Dogmatika package is light, so it's going to let us be able to get a Construct on and do Construct things. 1 Lad Dragon search. Essentially, I call this part of really the punishment package nearly, because you can splash it in trap decks. 2 punishment to 3 punishment with triple Elder Entitas and Skull Knight, and then followed up with the at Ignista, the Wind Pegasus. It's quite a strong one. 1 access code. It comes in handy sometimes. You talent plus any of the other links you can link off up into access code and get a few pops off. It doesn't come up often, but it's there. And then the 1 Goon. You can play 2 Goon if you really, really want to. Our side deck, this is, you know, based on the meta. I think Dark Ruler's in a really good spot. Nib is always going to be good. Droll shuts down Tritron, and then just this Saki one of, called by back row removal. There's my 3rd mansion. Winter Cherries doesn't see much play at the moment, but if you're into an invoked Shadol, being able to just rip windows and etc., it can really come in handy, especially if you've got it early on. Just being able to remove targets, it pretty much slows their ability to control the game more than your own. But that's the profile. If you like this video, like I said, you know, please comment your thoughts, give it a try out, like it. And now I'm going to be going through some of the actual plays and lines of play. All right, so now we're just going to go into 2 line of play videos against the AI. So you have Sacred Beast plus Dogmatika for 1 line, or Sacred Beast plus Dragoon for 1 line, because Dragoon, if you activate it, will lock you out of any extra summons. And if you do Ecclesia into Dogmatika side, you'll be locked out of the extra deck. So you pick one or the other depending on how the game state is in your opinion. For the first one up, we're going to be looking at going down the Dragoon route, and this is roughly what it will look like. So in our hand, we have an excellent hand here. We go into the gate to get our Omni Search. The Omni Search is going to let us find our big boy beast. Now we're going to get the secondary summon off the Dark Beckoning, and this is going to let us tribute off our summoning to bring out Haman. We then activate our continuous spell. We're going to pitch 1 from hand, and we're going to special summon him back. We're going to use 2 material to go into our Verte. We're going to banish. That will get us our field spell. We get the draw 2. The draw 2 gives us another couple interruptions. We're going to be able to go into Goon, and we still get the Nadir, which will send the App Cologne, and then it's going to allow us to get our Schism. Schism, as you know, beautiful card, lets us get our window on, so the bot's going to summon, and this is where we're at. We've got Winda on board. We have Goon plus 2 different other interruptions. We have the 3 from hand, but, you know, we save 1 for Goon depending on how the game goes. So that is the sort of standard Goon opening. And now we're going to take a look at the standard Dogmatika opening, bit more control. Okay, and now we're going to show off the Dogmatika side. So Dogmatika side's a little different. We're going to use our Omni Search. We're going to go into our continuous spell. The gate is going to get us our dark summoning, and we're going to do the standard Goon to get the double anaconda, but we're going to send the dark summoning from hand, and he's going to be able to then special summon himself thanks to the gates effect. We put him on board and then we tribute him to bring out our Haman. Mistake here, Haman should be in defense mode. Now we've left the Goon option there, and we're going to go down the Dogmatika line, so we get our +2, and we're going to special summon. Because we have the Anaconda on board, let's just special summon the Ecclesia. It's a really, really nice combo. You didn't actually have to technically do it. You could leave other boys on board and just go into Almirage, but I quite like doing this because it lets them know we have Goon, be scared. We use the Ecclesia to search out the punishment, and now we're going to activate our Fallen Paradise. This is where we've made a decision. We have 2 interrupts in hand, really, really nice hand traps, and we drew the Dark Magician. So we decide, you know, we're going to completely abandon our chances of getting Goon on board because we're going to activate Nadir to send the App Cologne. The App Cologne is going to give us Schism, but we have to discard 1. So we're going to end up just getting rid of the Dark Magician and accepting that Goon is out this game. We have our Schism. We have our punishment. So we have a Winda. This should be in defense mode, protecting the other monsters. Punishment for the double pop. And then we have, you know, Ash, Effect Valor, and Fleur-de-Lis will activate, being able to negate once again and put a 2500 body on board. These are really, really strong openings, even against the meta. I'm not saying this is going to be, you know, it's not top tier, but it is super competitive and you will get wins off this. Now, I'm just going to put the replays of